Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine. No one has a bigger, better, wider selection of new boats. I need more adjectives. Deeper, more spectacular selection of new boats than Madisonville Marine. But they've also got a tremendous selection of pre-owned boats. And their customer service is fantastic. Daniel, you've recently took a boat down there.
Took the boat down there, and obviously you don't travel with the boat with a canopy on it. They took it out of once we disconnected from the trailer, they put the tarp on for me, dried it all out, and were just great. Cleaned it up. It was amazing.
Madisonville Marine, thank you very much. You're just Mr. Plug today because we got one coming up too, so that's good. I like it when my guys use the client. That's great. It's terrific. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the scores of Tennessee's foes yesterday. Bowling Green walloped by Eastern Michigan. Pittsburgh adds to Clemson's woes. And let me tell you something. If you want further proof of how amazing Nick Saban, the job he's done at Alabama is, look at Clemson. Yeah. It's hard to do it every year the way that Alabama does it. It's remarkable. Tennessee Tech beats Virginia Lynchburg, which I'd never heard of, the school, not the town. South Carolina whipped by Texas A&M. Ole Miss beats LSU and Ed Ogeron. South Alabama loses to Louisiana Monroe. Vanderbilt smoked by Mississippi State. Here's my question. I never dreamed we'd be asking this after 8 games. But I was trying to think, where would Tennessee fall if you were ranking the SEC? And I'm not talking about record. That makes it too easy. I'm talking eye test. Darned if I don't think they're somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure if they're top 7 or not. But I came up with a little list to spur this conversation. And I'll hold it up here. I didn't show my director, but he knows what he's doing. There we go. Sure wins. All right, you've already beaten Missouri and South Carolina, so they're in red. That counts. I think Vanderbilt's a sure win at this point. Sure losses. Well, you lost to Alabama, Florida, and Ole Miss, though. If you played Ole Miss again, I don't know. You may have a shot, but we'll put that down as a loss. I think Georgia's a sure loss. I got a lot of games in the 50-50 range in this conference. Mississippi State, Arkansas, Kentucky, Auburn, LSU, even Texas A&M. I mean, if Texas A&M can lose to Mississippi State
and Arkansas,
I mean, on the right day, I think Tennessee could beat all those teams. On the wrong day, they may be able to lose. They may lose to all those teams. But is Tennessee a top 7 team in the SEC right now? Eye test.
Boy, that's close because I do think you've got, as you're suggesting there, you got a lot of 50-50 games that are there. If I were to try to rank them, I'd probably have them around 7 or 8. But it's so hard because do I think they'd beat A&M if they played Knoxville? Yeah. Do I think they'd beat A&M if they played College Station? No. Yeah. So you got some of that going on. Kentucky may be a pretty good barometer in regard to what you're asking, but I think Tennessee belongs in that around 7. I keep seeing 10th by most people rating them. Yeah. I think they're better than that.
I do too, and I thought they would be 10th, 11th going into the season.
I do too.
So the fact that I'm now thinking they may be 7th or 8th, all right, that speaks to this coaching staff has done more, and this team, these players have done more than I anticipated. Daniel, is this top 7 team?
Yeah, I think they are. You look at their 4 losses this year, they all lost to top 15 offenses in the country. And so I look at those teams, which one has an amazing offense that's going to come out and really be able to beat Tennessee. A&M's really the only toss-up there that I would say has a statistically really good offense or able to put up points.
Mississippi State might be a fun track meet to watch.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. But I think, that one's the one that I lean almost to a sure loss on. But other than that, I think they're all 50-50, so I'd put them in top 6.
All right, quickly, Chuck, are they top 7 in the SEC? Are they in that ballpark, in that range, or no?
Well, they're in our conversation, so I've got them knocking on the door. I mean, if they're not there, they're right there at it.
Do you agree with the 50-50 games?
I'm not sure about Kentucky yet because of the way Kentucky beat you here last year.
Well, good. We're going to make you set the line next for 2 weeks out.
There's a tease. Resume says no because all those 50-50 teams have better wins than what Tennessee has. But I agree with all those teams being on the 50-50 list. If we ranked them based on what they've done, Tennessee would fall outside the top 7. But 6 or 7 versus 9 or 10, not a big difference.
Yeah. I would give them the edge over the 50-50 teams that don't have a really good running quarterback.
Yeah.
Because they really struggle. And a lot of people do struggle.
But they have struggled.
Those conversions,
Yep, no question. Okay, we just teased it. Chuck just mentioned it. This is his tough week now. Every year for the open date, because we like to bring in some different voices in the open date, we have to pick 2 weeks out because we're not going to be convened next week with this group. So Chuck is going to have to pick the line for Tennessee, Kentucky 2 weeks out. And it's not just poor Chuck. We have to pick this game 2 weeks out versus his
Yeah,
spread.
forget about Chuck.
I'd love to. When we come back, beat the house. That's next.